tested positive for COVID-19. His colleagues have been taken to a hospital in Vanderbijlpark for testing. Let's get more on the story. We'll cross to our reporter Maageketla Mohlabe in Vanderbijlpark. Very good afternoon to you, Maageketla. Over 100 coronavirus infections at correctional services across South Africa. And there's been an allegation that there's been no sanitizers or masks for people working at that prison in Vanderbijlpark, and over 70 people on a bus. What's happening?
Yeah, a very good day to you, Nzinga. And of course, those are the allegations that we have at our disposal at this point in time. But I can tell you that from what we know is that that particular prison warder was on a bus, this staff bus, transporting them from SABC in Vanderbijlpark to a Johannesburg correctional services facility. We understand that, of course, as you have mentioned, there was no social distancing on that bus, as well as sanitizers, and there was also no masks on that particular bus. And of course, fears are that those that were in close contact with that particular alleged case may be, vulnerable, quite vulnerable to this particular disease. And I can mention that when we arrived here just a couple of minutes ago, we found two buses at Johan Haynes Community Center here in Vanderbijlpark. We saw prison warders going in and out of this particular health facility. And of course, we did manage to speak to one of the senior officials there, who said that they were only here on an appointment to get tested for COVID-19. And we did ask him whether it's true that one of their colleagues was tested positive this morning. He said that he does not know anything about that particular case. And of course, as you would know, that communication has been centralized to the National Department of Correctional Services. We did actually try our best to get hold of the officials there to actually try and give us more details in this particular case. And at this stage, we just know that they are still locked in a meeting and they will only come back to us later. But I have to mention, Nzinga, that this is on the back of more concerns by some prisoners' organizations for human rights. And we heard over the weekend that they were threatening a shutdown simply because there is overcrowding in these prisons. And obviously, if there are these cases of COVID-19 being confirmed at these correctional facilities, then fears are that those that are in contact with these prison warders may as well be tested, and because of the close contact that they may have had. And just to perhaps give you an update with regards to that particular prisoners' organization for human rights. We spoke earlier on with the spokesperson, Mr. Golden Miles Budum, who said that the concern is that it looks like these issues that have been raised many years ago have not been attended to, and now they are calling for hunger strike amid this lockdown, saying that prisoners should now only take breakfast and boycott lunch and then take dinner. But then again, this is one of the statements that was lambasted by the Congress of the People, Dennis Bloom, saying that, if I could quote him, the call by certain people for inmates to go on hunger strike must be condemned. It is a fact that correctional services all over the country are facing overcrowding, but nobody can use this time to call for their release. And of course, that particular prisoners organization saying that those that need to be released are the prisoners that could be over 60 years of age. And he also calls for prisoners that have served for almost a decade to be released from these prisons. He's also calling for those that may be terminally ill to be released from the prisons in order to create space for those that are facing serious crimes amid this lockdown. Nzinga.
Maageketla Mohlabe giving us an update from Vanderbijlpark there, where it's alleged that one prison warder has tested positive for coronavirus, and questions swirling around prisoners' rights and also the warden's rights and safety.